For today's cup of coffee, I've learned something new. Of course, I usually learn something new with each research I do. Mm-hmm. And this one is, it's par for the course. This comes from Grunge and was written by Matt Reigle on March 25th of 2022. And the article is entitled, "The Mystery Behind a Box of Stolen Human Heads."
Box of heads? Were they adult or children?
It doesn't say. It doesn't say. And so Mr. Reigle writes, "Things get stolen all the time, and it's unfortunate but true. Packages in particular are frequent targets for thieves, but normally those packages contain nothing more than an Amazon order." Well, some of those Amazon orders can be important.
Yeah.
And typically they're not full of human heads. But that's what was stolen out of a truck in Denver, Colorado in early March of 2022. The box was reportedly blue and white and measured 20 by 15 by 18 inches with "Science Care" written on the sides. According to CBS News, police also said that the words "exempt human specimen" were written on the box. Well, now the box, that's not that large. So I'm thinking they could have had like two, maybe. Yeah. It says the theft led to questions over why someone would want to steal something like that, and once they did, what would they do with them? A local resident described the unusual and macabre crime to KDVR as pretty shocking, adding, "I guess we don't see too many strange things happening around here usually, but you never know," end quote.
That's more than shocking. That's like, what?
Who was this person that was interviewed here?
Yeah.
And it says the box of heads was stolen.
They were the ones that sent the heads.
Maybe. Stolen out of a freight truck. According to KDVR, the heads belong to Science Care, a program for people who want to donate their bodies to science. However, according to a statement from the company, the heads, or the donated tissues as they put it, were in possession of a third-party company that handles shipping, and the box containing them was stolen from their truck. The company described itself as the first accredited non-transplant tissue bank in the world. And they gave their account of what happened, which included recently an incident occurred in Denver area where a sealed box containing donated tissues was stolen from a secured truck operated by a third party specializing in the logistics of donated tissues. The statement read. It goes on to say the secured truck was in the process of returning the tissue to Science Care after a medical training event. What kind of training event uses real human heads?
I mean, you went to medical school.
That was for the pre-med people. We didn't get to deal with the cadavers. We had animal things, which was bad enough.
Well, maybe it was for the morticians.
I don't know. And why would they give them back? What kind of training would give them back?
You look at the head and be like, okay.
Maybe
and then send it back.
Maybe it didn't meet specifications. It says unknown individuals illegally broke into the truck and robbed it of the Science Care box. Well, of course they illegally broke into it. If they had been employees that had a key.
Yeah.
According to
what the fuck?
I don't know. According to the statement, Science Care has been working closely with investigators, and they state, "We are doing everything we can to locate the stolen tissue and protect the community. Due to the sensitive nature of our business, and as there are several ongoing investigations, we do not have any further comment on this criminal matter," end quote. I think this was an inside job.
It could.
I really do. According to CBS News, police had warned
someone for shits and giggles.
Police had warned of vehicle-related crimes such as auto theft and theft from motor vehicle that continues to be a problem in Denver. And only days before the box of heads was stolen did this statement come out. All right, Denver, what the hell is going on that you are not policing your area?
Yeah.
That people have to worry about stuff being stolen. Yeah. And it says, why would someone want to steal a box of human heads? And the short answer
Put it on a
is
pole.
that there's a lot.
Hang it up outside.
Really, that there's a lot of money in the body and organ donation, and businesses that work within the industry can be worth billions. Billions with a B. Organ donations and transplants are regulated by the United States Department of Health and Human Services, according to Michael Berg, a lawyer who has handled cases involving human remains. But body donations are unregulated. And Berg said, quote, my suggestion is if you're going to do a body donation, do it to a university. These independent companies, there are maybe some legitimate ones, but I'd look at it very carefully before I donate my loved one's body, end quote. According to Westward, it's believed that the price human heads can fetch starts at $500 each, but that the price is probably much higher than that. The Colorado State Legislature passed the Human Remains Disposition Sale Business Act in 2018. This came after the FBI raided a funeral home in Montrose, Colorado, out of which the owner was running a body brokerage. That is a new term that I have learned today.
Body brokerage.
And from this article, of course, doing a little bit of research, because, it's grave robbers. It's modern day grave robbers. From Denver 7 ABC by Tony Kovaleski, and if I've mispronounced that, I apologize.
Bonaducci.
And it was
Tony Bonaducci.
It was posted October 31st, of course it was, 2019, and then updated on November the 1st, 2019. And this is entitled Selling Body Parts, the Secret Black Market Industry in Colorado.
Grave robbing for dummies.
And this comes
Grave robbing for dummies.
This comes from Denver. The reality of body brokers profiting from the sale of body parts has made national and international headlines following government raids in Arizona and Colorado in recent years. And there was a lady named Frederica Freddie Hancock who stated, quote, I've had nightmares about it. It's not something that can be fixed, end quote. Hancock was notified by the FBI that her husband's body parts had been sold without her consent. Quote,
How would she have known?
He had been dismembered. His head and his arms from his elbows to his fingers, his legs from his knees to his toes had been removed from his body and they had been sold, end quote. Let that just sink in just a second. Yeah.
Now, how would she have...
Listen. It tells. Hancock's story stated that after her husband Thomas had passed away, she signed a contract with Montrose Funeral Home to have the body cremated. All right, Hancock is more than she's one of, I've gotten escalated. Hancock is one of more than 5 dozen family members currently suing the family that operated the now shut down Sunset Mesa Funeral Home in Montrose. In February of 2018, Colorado regulators shut down the funeral home. At the same time, the FBI was investigating claims families did not receive the real cremains. I didn't know that was a term either, cremains.
That's a pun. They did a pun.
No, that's really what they call it. For real. Of their loved ones. And here goes the attorney, Mr. Berg, that we just quoted in this and about the missing heads. So he's still, can you imagine a law firm that got dragged into this?
I bet he's like, what
of course they don't care.
What did I do?
He's got a partner. His name is Tessel. So it's Berg and Tessel law firm
I'm not going to say it.
Is currently suing body brokers in both Colorado and Arizona. Both have become experts on the secret industry of selling body parts on the worldwide market. Berg stated, in reality, they are just trying to get those bodies free, and then they are going to chop them up themselves in parts and make money off the bodies.
What?
Now, you think that I'm blunt. You think I have no tact. I think this man has just beaten me. Chop the bodies up.
I mean, no, you would say that too. You would.
Maybe. I would probably have simply said dismembered. Because, again, you've got 5 families.
It's the same thing.
This is crazy.
The fuck?
Get this.
The fuck?
Get
And we're
this.
about to experience storms, heavy tornadoes. It's already raining outside. We're about to be those bodies.
Let's hope not. A price list was uncovered during an ongoing lawsuit against an Arizona body broker and provides insight into the value of body parts and the profits that can be produced. The price list is from an Arizona company shut down after an FBI raid 5 years ago. Prior to the raid, the cost of purchasing an arm and shoulder was $600. A human head and spine sold for $850,
That's cheap.
while a full pelvis all the way to the toes priced out at $2,850.
Now, charge more. That's cheap.
The most expensive,
I could get that.
The most expensive prices were for an upper torso. There is only an upper torso. There's not a lower torso. That included a head and arms, and that was $4,000, and the cost of an entire body was $5,000, according to this recovered price list.
Once again, that's cheap.
I don't know, maybe they're trying to undercut the competition.
Now, what the fuck would they do with them? Hang them up like taxidermy?
Maybe. Berg says, quote, it's a profit business. It's for profit, and people don't realize that there is a huge demand for cadavers and body parts, end quote. The demand comes from all over the world, including medical schools, law enforcement agencies, the military, and a variety of other industries looking to legitimately purchase bodies and body parts for credible research. But experts say it's the underground black market that also contributes to the increased demand for body parts.
Loves it. The light's already flickered.
And we have a lady that was called,
It's
or
cursed.
maybe it was
This story is cursed.
Jacques Hampson, a former employee of Sunset Mesa Funeral Home in Montrose, had stated that she didn't know what was going on.
She did.
But when
Bullshit. Bullshit.
But says when asked by Denver 7 if she ever heard bodies being dismembered, she had stated, quote, you could hear the machine going, end quote. When asked if the machine was a saw, she said, quote, yes, you could hear that in the room, a back room at the funeral home. It was kind of creepy, end quote.
Why didn't she call the cops? Be like, are they supposed to be doing this?
And it says limited and non-existent.
She's scared because she was going to be one of them.
Well, she could have, who knows? That's possible. Limited and non-existent regulation nationwide and worldwide regarding the procurement and selling of body parts was at play then. And it says this is when Colorado lawmakers stepped in and responding to the investigations and details reported out of Montrose, Colorado. Lawmakers could become the first in the country, and apparently they did, as far as passing a law to make it illegal for a funeral home or crematory owners to operate as body brokers. Now get this, it didn't make it illegal for other people to operate as body brokers, just funeral homes and crematoriums. Yeah, because they were giving people something that was supposed to be their loved one's ashes, and they were not.
And make it illegal for everyone else.
And
What the fuck?
It says
fuck?
details uncovered in the FBI investigation were shared with Hancock. She was told that the parts of her husband's body were sold on the worldwide market. Hancock stated, "It can't be fixed. You know, they can't put his head back on his body. They can't put his arms and legs back on his body. That's part of my nightmare. I see his body parts floating in space, and I keep trying to grab them and put him back, and I can't," end quote. That's horrific, and that's one of those things that it is that uncomfortable, nervous laughter that goes with that. Now, we're macabre, and you know, it is a horrific thing, but for these families, when you see it from their point of view, now you talk about some trauma. So I guess that, you know, I have always wondered, because I have heard of other things, such as these funeral homes, you know, as far as the caskets, just reusing those, dumping the corpse out someplace, reusing the casket. I've always thought it was very odd when they're going, "Oh, you know, just go ahead and we'll put the, you know, body in the, you know, into the ground." And most people leave at that point. So we don't know for sure what they're doing. And as far as the cremation things, what are you supposed to do? Stand there as they put them down the chute? Well, it's a roller thing.
It's a tube, basically, what they put them. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some of them. It was probably the old school thing that it was almost like a conveyor belt.
They still do that, yeah.
Okay.
It's almost like that.
Are you supposed to stand there with it? Do people really have to go through that these days?
Yes. Smoke gets in your eyes.
To make God help, to make sure that what is supposed to be done is actually done.
Yes.
I mean, that is just.
You were supposed.
I had no idea this was a thing. Body brokers.
Grave robbers.
Grave robber has a better sound to it than body brokers.
They certainly broke the bodies.
That's just insane. That is insane.
Now I forgot what I was going to say. Shit.
It boggles the mind, that's why. So.
It's fucked up. That is fucked up.
If you've had encounters with the paranormal, supernatural.
I guess that really cost them an arm and a leg.
I guess it did. Don't do the budget funerals and cremations, people. If you've had experiences with UFOs,
not this. Let's hope you didn't experience
please
this.
God, I hope you're not one of those poor families that had to endure any of that.
Grave robbing for dummies.
Oh, if you've got local, regional family myths or legends, send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and the email address is in the description box. Know that you're loved. Take care of your people. This is why I want to be buried in the backyard.
I will cremate you and put you in the backyard. There you go.
No. I want the large banker box, the funeral shroud.
The indigent box.
The indigent. Why not?
This cardboard
I don't
box.
need it. So
this cardboard
what?
Box.
Why should people pay thousands of dollars to put something in a hole in the ground? How does that honor the person that's gone?
Solid gold.
Honor the people before they're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, and know that you're loved, and we'll see you on the next cup.
If you like this video, I don't know. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. We gotta go. Bye.
See you on the next cup.
Shit.
We've got Storm. Bye.